I don't know any restaurant on this entire planet that would serve dog spaghetti.
Lady and the Tramp, the original 1955 Disney animated classic, is the 15th Disney classic overall, directed by Clyde Jeremy, Wilfred Jackson and Hamilton Luske, and produced by Walt Disney. So Lady and the Tramp tells the story of Lady, a cocker spaniel who is living a happy and pampered life with her owners Darling and Jim Dear. So when so so when her so when Darling and Jim Dear suddenly have less time for her once Darling is expecting a baby, Lady finds that's harder to cope with. But Lady soon becomes protective of the baby once the baby arrives, and when Darling and Jim Dear go on a trip, they leave Aunt Sarah to dog sit, but after Aunt Sarah's Siamese cats frame Lady for harming them, Lady sadly has a muzzle put on her, but luckily Tramp, a stray dog, helps relieve her of the muzzle. And the two share one of the greatest love stories in a Disney history, and Lady shows Tramp the pleasures of being a house dog. Now, you all know why I'm reviewing the original Lady and the Tramp this month. Sadly, this movie has been unnecessarily remade into live action on the recent Disney Plus, and I ain't purchasing Disney Plus unless they have better things to offer on there. Like, the Mandalorian Star Wars TV show, I personally have little to no interest in. Star Wars wise, I'm putting all my anticipation on the Rise of Skywalker this December, but of all the things they could have kicked off Disney Plus with, they picked a Disney live action remake. Boo, Disney. But uh, uh, more on the remake another day. This video is focusing on the original and best Lady and the Tramp movie. Lady and the Tramp is one of Disney's greatest classics, and it's one that generations of moviegoers are still adore with all their freaking hearts to this day. Can you believe critical reception for this movie at the time was mixed to negative? Thank God critics changed their mind about this movie now, but at least this movie at the time was one of Disney's biggest box office hits, and yeah, look, this is one of the more unique and less cliched Disney animated classics. Lady and the Tramp is one of the best Disney classics that humanizes animals and makes us see that animals are, well, exactly the same as us, and in this case it's dogs, man's best friend. This movie was bolder to tell the story from the dog's point of view. The humans are literally just in the background, but this movie is told entirely through the eyes of Lady. Lady goes through some truly hard times, even more so than most Disney protagonists. You feel what every single dog goes through when a dog feels pushed aside by their owner when a baby comes along, and then poor lady has a muzzle put on her, even though she's entirely innocent. And then she is forced to spend a day in the pound, which is literally hell to a dog. And what makes it even harder is that Charlie and Jim Deere can't speak dog, so they can't physically explain to Lady they are expecting a child. So Lady needs to figure out what the heck is going on for herself. So this movie will help all dog owners to treat the dogs as they would a human family member. Thankfully, Lady's life does get better again when a Tramp comes into it. So Tramp is a badass who has no home, but he is the most adaptable dog to living on the streets I've ever seen. And he's not just every dog for himself a kind of character. He is like the Superman of dogs. He rescues other dogs who are about to be taken to the pound, and he courageously fights off these alley dogs to protect Lady, and you can tell he genuinely feels affection for Lady. Lady and Tramp's romance would be one of the most originally done romances ever in the Disney classics, because Disney take the time to gradually develop the romance. It's not a love at first sight romance like in other Disney flicks by any means. We don't see the romantic chemistry between Lady and Tramp until the spaghetti scene. That spaghetti scene is my favourite moments in this movie, period. The Bellanotte scene. And that would be one of the most iconic movie lover scenes. I'm sure every single couple who is going on a date will want to recreate that scene on their date when they go to a restaurant. I hope someday I get to have a date like that when I find somebody special, and the restaurant owners who are literally Mario and Luigi. They are literally the dog friendliest restaurants I've ever seen. Few restaurants would serve dog spaghetti. This was a revolutionary movie, especially back in 1955, 64 years ago, when people could finally see into the mind of a dog. Jock and Trusty, Lady's neighbour dogs, are consistent comforts for her and Lady's best buddies, as they are the ones that let her know about the birds and the bees with humans. And because they're so loyal of Lady, they are at first distrusting of Tramp, but they admit once they found out that it was a rat that was attempting to harm the baby and not Tramp, that they kind of misjudged him, and they do save the day by chasing the dog pound carriage down to get Tramp out of there. That's literally dogs standing up at a dog catcher saying, okay, mister, we've had enough of you torturing our kind at the pound. But in the scene where Trusty is sadly injured by the collapsing cart, Walt Disney initially intended to kill off Trusty in that moment, similar to how they were originally planning to kill off Chief in The Fox and the Hound, but everybody was against this idea. They were like, no, that will traumatize the kids. So they so in the final version of the movie, thankfully Trusty gets to live. He just has a broken leg. Aunt Sarah, Lady's dog sitter for most of the movie, she's the definition of a dog. Hey Sarah, you just want to scream at her, Lady, wake up. Lady would never even think of harming the baby. And her Siamese twin cats, they are incredibly devious. If it wasn't for them, Lady would have never had that uncomfortable muzzle put on her. And yeah, that song, We Are Siamese, if you please, is a Disney villain song I would hum in my head every so often in my childhood. But thankfully, none of the cats in my family are like that, even though my entire family are cat lovers and cat owners. So in this movie, I was siding with the dogs 100%. And if Darling and Jim Dear found out or how a cruelly Aunt Sarah treated Lady, I'm sure they would never let her dog sit Lady again. The most charming scene of the movie would be the zoo scene when Tramp makes a deal with a beaver to remove a Lady's muzzle and keep Lady's muzzle to use it as a log puller. And when he's like, I said a log puller! For the sake of your ears, don't wear headphones ever during that moment. But Lady and the Tramp also features some of Disney's most harrowing sequences. It's the most harrowing of them all being the pound scene with these poor doggies just behind bars, and we even see one dog who sadly nobody has come for, so the pound just puts him down. Jeez, Disney, that is being brutally honest about a dog's fate if they did end up in the pound. But on the bright side for Lazy, she is picked up from the pound and it's but. And I'm sure that the other dog's Lady met in her cell, like that lady dog who sang the classic musical number, He's a Tramp, they adore him, and I wish that I could travel his way. I saw I saw an interview with the voice actress's granddaughter, and her grandmother did an astonishing job performing that song. That's the most underrated song of the movie, and truly one of Disney's darkest fight scenes would be the extremely intense fights between a Tramp and the rats in the baby's room. Yeah, that rat looked huge. I guarantee you the remake isn't going to include any of the ambitious dark moments from the original, and it's just going to play it far too safe. So overall, Lady and the Tramp 64 years later still holds up as one of their loveliest animated features and one of their most stellar movies. It deserves to be on the Disney Wall of Fame in a golden star. It's as flawless as Disney comes.
I give Lady and the Tramp 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
And it's certainly the one great Lady and the Tramp movie of the 3 Disney has made. I can tell you that. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. What do you think of Lady and the Tramp? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I review both Frozen shorts, Frozen Fever and Olaf's Frozen Adventure, continuing Frozen month. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.